Cultivating cross-cultural learning. As an anthropologist, I approach cross-cultural learning in an ongoing step-by-step process that promotes respectful understanding and practice in culturally diverse settings, such as in our work environments. My approach centers on culture-minded communication. It's a process in which the cultural ways of life of ourself and others are the focus of respectful, mutual learning through dialogue. Respectful cultural understanding and communication begins with learning about our own personal culture and recognizing that all people we meet also possess their culture that was learned as they grew up in their family and community. Also, recognizing that we all possess a culturally constructed experience of the world and that it's learned in our family and community and that it is second nature to us. Furthermore, that we experience our group's behaviors and thinkings about the world as natural and the only right way of doing, feeling, and thinking, and that all people we meet are doing the same thing. People's biases stem from their cultural assumptions that their ways of thinking and behaving are right and natural. Currently, our communities and workplaces are culturally diverse, and the experience of different beliefs and values and behaviors can be perceived and experienced as wrong or not natural. Now let's look at compassionate understanding and cultural humility. Since all humans live by their cultural understandings of self and others that they learned growing up, we can learn new, respectful ways of interacting with others from diverse cultures. I approach learning about other cultures as a lifelong learning process that involves ongoing self-reflection, culturally minded communication with others to understand their ways of doing and thinking. The term cultural competence has been used to describe this process, but there's different approaches to cultural competence. My approach to cultural competence does not mean competence as an all-knowing state of achievement, an endpoint of mastery that a person can attain through education and training, but rather an understanding that no one can know or completely understand another person's experience. What we can do, however, is continually work at understanding through practice of respectful cultural inquiry through dialogue. And that's what I call culture-minded communication. The process starts with practicing the assumption and orientation of ongoing tentativeness, or also can be called making peace with not knowing. Cultural humility, then, is at the core of this respectful process of learning about self and others, the outcome of which can be the development of personal flexibility and humility enough to assess anew the cultural dimensions of the experiences of each person with whom we interact, and the comfort to say when we do not know, and then actively search for resources to enable better understanding, to achieve mutual goals, or at least to work for mutual goals.